Yo, what's good? What is good, YouTube? All right, let's see what this stock market is talking about. About to send out this link to my Discord. Let them know that I am live. Give me 1 second. Okay. Copy link. Okay, let's do it. All right. Okay, let's go to the ES. Let's see what we got on this hour. I drew this trend line last night on the hour chart. They finally starting to break it down a little bit. uh, okay. Let's do the pre-market levels. Okay. Pre-market low. Pre-market high. Okay, we've been downtrending now since we hit a top at 3:45 in the morning and we've been pulling back. Okay. Let me take this off. Okay, let me check out messages. Hey, Ma. Good morning, baby girl. Good morning. Good morning. Today is a great day. Woke up today, so I'm very thankful. Thank the Lord that I am up. Glad everybody's here to see another day. That's for sure. Okay. All right. All right. So on the hour time frame, let's see what we got. Okay, so we got a nice little downtrend for the last 4 hours. Let's see what the 4 hour chart's looking like. Okay, so we had a fell to up on the 4 hour, and now they are starting to try to break this downtrend line right here. Let's adjust this line for the 4 hour. I think this is good. Yeah. So they're starting to break this down. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to come back and pull this thing in just a little bit. They got an hour and 35 minutes left on this candle. And let's see. Okay, yeah. So we're doji. We're at 2 up, but just look at this. So we need to see how this candle ends up today. This daily candle. But the time frame continuity, we're green on the day, the week, the month, and the quarter. So still in the overall bullish trend, but that don't mean that the market can't pull back. So let's go to the 4 hour. So this has been a trend line. Let's see if they try to save this at some point and start to go back up and reclaim this white line right here, this downtrend line. So yeah, this fell to up. They triggered it, came to the downside. This was a put entry if you were playing futures overnight. So this was a 4 hour put entry right here. They triggered it, and now they took out this low right here. This was the target. So the next low, let's take this trend line off real quick so you can see. This was the next low as a 4 hour price target. 4 hour price target right here. Now let's clone this, the next low that they can possibly take out if they start to get aggressive on their selling. Let's do this right here. So the question would be, will they come and try to take out this next low right here? It's 77.63. All right, right, let's go ahead and put that as a alert right there. This will probably be a good bounce level for them. All right, let's put that down trend line back on there. So as you can see, they already trying to crack this line, but if they start to buy this back up and flip this green in the next hour and a half, they're going to try to go higher. So if they make this a fill to down on the 4 hour, meaning that this candle is red, right? If they flip this back green, that means this was a failed 4 hour red candle, and it failed to stay red and it flipped green. So that's what we call fail two downs. So if that's the case, they'll get right back above this white line right here, start go back higher. And so let's just look out for that and see if this is going to close red and continue down to make this a 2-2 down on the 4 hours. So for the next 4 hours, after the next 5 hours is going to be important. So the next 5 hours and 30 minutes, we need to see where this market is. It should give us a good sense of where we are. And if we're still chopping inside of this range, if we open up as a one candle or inside candle, I don't recommend. Me, I'm not trying to trade at all inside of that. So until they break this candle to the downside, I wouldn't be looking for puts to continue down. So because if they have an inside candle on the 4 hour, then you got to wait for the break of that to the upside or the downside of that one candle. So if you see a one candle, this Strata Assistant is this indicator that I'm using. So if I turn this off and on, see it'll take those colors off. If I turn it on, it'll number it for me. So one candles are yellow, meaning that it was smaller than the last candle that was before it. So it didn't break the high or the low. So you got to wait to see if they break a certain size. So like right here, this was a 3 candle. 3 candles are outside candles, meaning it was higher than the last candle and lower than the last candle. It was bigger than the last candle. This next 4 hour candle right here opened up as a 1 candle. It opened and closed as a 1 candle. So the high and the low of it was right here. Let's clone this. And let's make these lines like orange, because I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. Let's make these orange. And so this is what we call actionable signal to we're waiting for the break to the upside or the downside of this candle. And then the next candle, which is right here. Hold on, so you had this as the 1 candle, and then this as a 1 candle. So we were waiting to see what side this was going to break, but the next 4 hour candle opened up as an inside candle as well. All right. And so right here, this was the high. The low, and this was the high of that candle. So if you were waiting to take an actionable signal, what I do, I wait for the break to the upside of this candle or the downside of this candle. Once this candle broke to the upside right here, this green candle right here, it broke the high of that 1 candle, and it went to go take out this high and this high. And so once it pushed past this and opened, once it broke above 77.81, and you could have got calls to go and try to take out these highs, which it did. So if you was playing futures overnight, you could have played calls right here, the break of that high. And so now I'm looking to see if this next 4 hour candle is going to open up as a 1 candle and close as a 1 candle, or is it going to break the low of this last 4 hour candle to give it a 2-2 down, meaning a 2-2 continuation down. You got a bearish reversal to the downside. And you see this in the top right corner where it says bearish reversal. You got to look at this for the time frame continuity. So when I say time frame continuity, I'm pointing at this right here. So it says 4 hours red right now. The daily is green. The weekly is green. The monthly is green. The quarter is green. So now, if this starts to come down on this next 4 hour candle, then the daily is going to flip red if they close red. So on and so on, right? So if they start to get really bearish, then the time frame continuity can start to flip bearish. So if it's flipping bearish and you're in calls, you're going to be in trouble. But if you're in puts and you're going with the overall trend, then you got a good chance, right? So when I go to the hour, now the time frame continuity, you see this, the 1 hour is red, the 4 hour is red. So this downtrend line right here from this top to this bottom right there, boom, they have been downtrending. Resistance, resistance falling, resistance falling, resistance falling. So now we want to just see if they continue to fall, if they're going to break this line right here back to the upside to continue back bullish. So like I said, if they give you a green candle on the hour back to the upside, they can potentially reverse this and start to go back higher. But until then, they're still in a bearish trend. All right, hope that's making sense. Let me go check the comments. Okay, nobody's saying nothing. Okay, so y'all locked in with me. I'm just making sure. But just giving you an overall outlook of what the overall market can do with the ES. So now they just moved my pre-market low down some more. Boom. And like I said, don't be afraid to use the trend lines. Let me turn off the Strat Assistant so you can see this really clean. So this has been a bullish trend from back here. Support, 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 bouncing off this line, support. It's just been bouncing off this line. Now it finally cracked. It's giving me 2 red candles confirmation. Let me know that this is in the downtrend line right here. This is going down, right? But they can do something like this and come back to the bottom of this line, show resistance, and then start to fall again. That's possible too. But this is why you want to practice drawing your trend lines when you're in the overall market trying to figure out what's going on. You want to catch a good move. This actually was a fail to down right here, this candle. On the hour, they went sideways and then boom, it started to take off. So if I turn on the Strat Assistant, you see this was a fail to down on the hour, which is bullish. Once they broke above this hour candle, this was a call entry on the hour. And this is the strat that I'm using, all right? If anybody is like, how's he doing this? Start studying the strat, okay? If you're new here, this is what my favorite setup is fail 2 downs and fail 2 ups. So the strat give you all different type of combinations that you can play off of to get in. So this would have been my stop, but they never stopped me out right here. They just kept going higher. That's how you know to be bullish. Once they triggered this right here to go higher, boom, they've been out of there. And now they're reversing to the downside. They're selling pretty good now. Okay. I'm just adjusting my pre-market lows. The pre-market high and pre-market low is just, all it is just the London session. So you have the Asian session that goes before us, and then you have the London session that goes before us, and then the New York session, which is the U.S. Stock market. And they are selling out pretty good. They're good. So this is the 1 hour chart. Let's go back to the 4 hour. Look at that. Nice little 4 hour break. But this was a sign of reversal. I fell 2 up. So this kind of right here was a fail 2 up. The reason why it was a fail 2 up is because at one point it was green and then it closed red on the 4 hour. So let's turn off the Strat Assistant so you can see that. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles on the 4 hour. Each candle represents 4 hours. So you had 6 4 hour green candles, and then you got your first red candle, and it closed red, and now this candle right here is red, and so this is why you have the market selling off right now, short term. All right, but it's overall in a bull trend, right? So overall in a bullish trend, but you know, you got to have these retracements and these pullbacks. So now what I want to see as far as the market trying to go higher, let me check out these examples right here. Okay, so now the question would be, again, will they come and take out this next low, which is right here? where they try to come take out this next low right here. So this is the 4-hour price target to the downside. The market opens and it still continues bearish. I want to see if they're going to come take that out. Boom, right here, 77.62 and 50 cents. This might be a good buy area. It might try to bounce it back up again to go higher. Because they might try to do something like this. Boom, boom, find support and start to come back higher. All right, that's what I'm looking at. So we have, a little bit of ways to go. Not too bad at all. It's another little $10. Come down here. So, boom. All right, let me see if y'all have any questions. Okay, no questions. Y'all just locked in with me. I could tell y'all locked in. Okay, so now this right here is a support zone that I'm looking at. You had a 4-hour gap fill down here to the downside. This will be a blessing if they can come back down here to this gap close. This is a great area of support. Yep, okay. So these are gaps that they're going to fill in the future. We just don't know when. We'll see. We got them on there. So these are 4-hour gaps right here. 76.86, 76.82, 76.50. These are gap fills to the downside. So if they do that, to me, I think they're going to try to bounce the market again. And there's so many gaps behind. This is another nice area of buyers because this was all-time highs. So this can be a good area for them to come back as support in the future. This is a nice little downtrend line. Boom. So this is a little zone, little box for right now. Boom, boom, boom. Will they come back down here? We will see. We will see. This is how you backtest the market. You just want to try to see different scenarios and see where the trends could potentially go and what they're doing. So, okay. What time is it? 7:40. Okay, and let's do these levels right here. All right, I'm gonna give y'all my SPY levels for today. Write this down. SPY. Okay, so we had a close at 773 and 26 cents with an ATR of let's turn it on. $8.87. Let's go to my calculator, add this up. $7.73 plus 26 cents No, 773.26 plus $8.87. All right, so we can get as high as the market decides to get bullish. We can get as high as 782 and 13 cents. That's the average true daily range. We can get as high as that. Let's see the number to the downside. 773.26. Let's track. All right, we can get as low as 764 today. All right, so now we have a 2 up on a daily. This will be a put entry on a day. Price target on a daily right here. Just in case they want to go outside this range, because they did a couple of times last week. This will be a daily fair value gap close right here. Well, let's see though. This market's been very stuck to the upside in this range. I don't know if it'll come down that low unless we get news. Okay, so we have an inside candle on the 4 hour, which that gives us an actionable signal to go to the upside and the downside. So put entry right here on the 4 hour, target the next lows. Call entry 4 hour. So if they decide to push up and trigger these calls to the upside, they can try to take out the all-time highs. Matter of fact, let's just put all-time highs instead. Well, I'm gonna add this to the text. All right, that way we know that's all-time highs. They could do it. They could do it. They can. They can trigger to go to the upside. All right, we got a 2 up on the hour, which gives us a bearish entry signal to go in for puts on a 1 hour if we decide to. Right there. Okay, let's go to the next lows are pretty much targeted. So you have a 1 hour fair value gap fill down here, right there. Boom. Okay, so these are my levels for today. You got another hour gap down here, just in case. Just in case. And another one right here. So you got a fair value gap right here. All right. And these are my levels for today on the SPY. Let's do the pre-market high and pre-market low. I know this might feel like a lot of lines in the beginning, but you'll start to learn it. You'll get it over time if you're not used to it. You can do your lines however you want, whatever's comfortable for you. But I like knowing when we trigger certain areas, the next highs and lows we can go take out. Okay. So this will be an area. I'll be looking to see what the reactions when they touch the pre-market high and pre-market low on these levels. Okay, let's do the same thing for the Qs. Pre-market low. Pre-market high. Okay, let's get off extended hours, put it back on regular hours. Okay. All right, so we got a 2 up. Beware of this downtrend line. They look like they want to break out at some point back to the upside. I think the Q is probably more than likely going to hit all-time highs for the Qs. This downtrend line, I wouldn't be surprised if over the next couple of days they start to break to the upside. I have certain things that's telling me that it's a great chance they might want to do it. Yeah, so this looks like a bull flag for sure. I mean, boom, boom. That's a big green candle, so it's going to take a lot for this market to take out that green candle from last week. It's a big weekly candle. There's green, big institutional bond right here, taking out all of these back to the upside. So I'm kind of expecting the Qs to push to the upside. And because I got NVIDIA going back higher too. But let's do this daily charting real quick. All right, so we got a daily close on the Qs at, write this down, Q. We got to close at 723. 723, 3 cents with an ATR of $14.94. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all the top levels and the bottom levels. 723, 3 cents plus $14.94 equals. Okay, so we can get as high today. We can get as high as 737. $737.97. All right, that is our possible range to the upside today, which means if they do that, they mean they're going to break this downtrend line right here. Let me make this a different color. I'll do something like that. Okay, I like that. So when the market opens, if they start to break to the upside, I already know what time it is. All right, so 723.03. All right, they can fall as low as 708. 708 and 9 cents. Two up, which is bearish. They trigger this to the downside. They could try to come take out these next lows. And this is right at the ATR, so I'm not going to mark this, but this will be a daily price target to the downside if they try to come take that out. Let's go to the 4-hour. I think that's a 2 up. 2 up. Yep, that's a regular 2 up. So I got to put entry right here on the 4-hour. Set my alerts. All right, try to take out the next lows. Oops. Okay, we got a lot of put entry signals. We got a 2 up on a 1-hour. Okay. We got a 1-hour gap fill to the downside, just in case they get bearish. Okay. So this is what I have. These are the levels for today. Keeping an eye on this downtrending line right here. We've been falling. This is resistance until we get above it, right? So you got resistance, resistance, resistance. Are we going to break out at some point? I think we will. I definitely think we will, but these are the levels for today. And just in case they have a blowout down here, there's a fair value gap. They have a daily gap close right here. Just in case they have a blowout. News can send them back down and they can try to fill this gap. I've seen stranger things happen in the market. But these are my levels for today. Let me see if y'all seen anything. Great breakdown on the ES. Appreciate that. Thanks, bro. Yeah, sometimes I just get in my bag. I just try to look and see what I can see multiple different ways. You want to build different scenarios of what could happen because the market is, nothing's guaranteed in this market. But okay, well, good luck trading today. I don't know if I'm going to trade today. I might just be a person that's watching. I want to kind of relax. I've been kind of going hard lately. In this market last week, I didn't really enjoy the market last week. On them last 3 days, it was very choppy. I pretty much was up on all my positions, but some of them I just wasn't taking profit on just because I wanted certain targets, and some of them I did take profit on. But the market was just very whipsaw, so I just like, man, I need to take off another day. But we'll see. We'll see. I might do some trading the second half of the day, power hour, just to kind of see if the market is going to, be trendy second half of the day. So I might do some lottos in the second half of the day. But we'll see. We will see. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all joining the live. If you need a group to rock out with and to find some consistency with, please, 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 think about joining the group. And like I said, we definitely over here killing it, man. We killing it, and we're growing. We're doing great breakdowns in the market. We're definitely putting it all together. So this group is 4 months now. I can't believe it's been 4 months. So SPX Blueprint is the name of the group. Please click the link in the description. It is $75 a month. Come over there and rock with us. The free portal is not open anymore. I might do it maybe like another 6 months from now. Maybe let some people in on the free portion of the Discord. They won't get full access, but they'll still get some plays and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to see if I can find a good setup for my free group this week. Try to see if I can get them one solid play. But my premium group, they get everything, and we've been catching some bangers. But other than that, man, I'll see y'all on the next trade. Good luck to y'all out there today. All right, peace.